Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Spring into Summer live stream event. I am so glad that you are joining me here on Facebook Live, whether it was me who invited you or one of the beautiful consultants in my team, or maybe it was somebody in our nation or even somebody from around Australia, because I know that there is a lot of different people joining us tonight for this event, and I just want to say welcome, whether you are watching it live right now or if you are watching the replay a little bit later. So glad you're here. I'm so glad that you've taken the time to invest in your health and invest in learning about what it actually means to be healthy and what you can actually put into place in your life starting tomorrow that's going to make you a happier, healthier version of yourself. So the way I'm going to be running this webinar tonight is I'm going to be sharing my screen with you in a moment and taking you through a little bit of a presentation that is all about healthy living. And I will also introduce myself to you and all of those bits and pieces as well. Now, I cannot see the comments that are happening on Facebook because I'm up on Zoom at the moment. So I will go back through after the event though to check in the comments section and reply to all of your comments as well. So if you do have questions as we're going, please don't hesitate to pop them below and I will get back to you. Okay, everyone, let's get straight down to it, and I'm going to share my screen with you and we are going to get started. Alrighty. Cool. Here we go. So I'm going to start off by telling you a little bit about my story, my health and wellness journey, and why I am so passionate about the Arbonne 30 Days to Healthy Living. So here are a couple of blasts from the past pictures of me here. A little bit about me. Well, if you don't know me, my name's Hayley Curtis, by the way. Hi, nice to meet you. For me, I've always been into health and fitness and wellness. Right from the age of about 8 years old, all I wanted to be was a personal trainer. And I didn't even do TE or anything like that at school because I knew that's what I wanted to do and I didn't need any of that. So I graduated high school, I went and I became a PT and I started working in a gym. And as you can see from the photo on the left, I got really into the gym and I got into bodybuilding and I was leading what I thought was a healthy lifestyle. I was leading what the fitness industry told me was a healthy lifestyle. I was drinking whey protein shakes. I was having pre-workout. I was eating enough chicken to feed a small village every day. And I was putting all of this stuff into my body. And what actually happened is that my healthy lifestyle over a few years, that picture there on the left is about 8 years ago, over a few years, I started to become more and more unwell. I started noticing that I wasn't digesting food as well as I used to. I was starting to experience pain. And what happened was that over a 5-year span, I just got worse and worse and worse until the point that at the start of 2016, I actually became bedridden for 6 months because my digestive system shut down. So your digestive system does something called peristalsis, where it actually moves all the stuff along, and mine decided to shut down on me. And that caused it wasn't just about being bloated or not being able to digest stuff. That turned into so many other things in my body. I had swollen lymph nodes. I was breaking out in rashes. I had fibromyalgia. I couldn't stand up longer than 30 seconds on my feet. I was swollen and just in chronic pain all the time with chronic fatigue. And I tried everything under the sun when it comes to nutritional programs, supplements. I went to so many specialists, had so many different tests done, and nothing ever worked. Nothing ever worked. All that happened was that I just got more and more and more unwell. So I was actually really reluctant to try the Arbonne nutrition, the Arbonne 30 Days to Healthy Living. And I had actually already started my business at this time before I got sick, and I just wasn't willing to try it. I was just using the skincare and the makeup and happy about that, didn't want to know about the nutrition because I was so protective over what went into my body, because I had just kept experiencing just downfall after downfall. But when I really sort of hit that rock bottom stage in my health, I just was like, what do you have to lose, Hayley? You may as well try this thing. And they launched the protein here in Australia, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a go. And what happened, I shit you not, after 4 days on the 30 Days to Healthy Living program, I felt better than I had all year, and I was actually up and about and moving, and I had energy. And after the 30 days, I felt better than I have in my entire adult life. In the last 10 years, I have not felt as good as I felt after that program. And, you know, it's easy to think, oh, yeah, you do that once and you feel good. Is it going to last? I am more than a year on now, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. And I mean, you can see me now. I look healthy. I feel healthy. And that is something that I want to point out as well, because yes, I look healthy here. In the picture on the right-hand side where I'm in the bikini on stage competing in an IFBB show, I may look not healthy. I may look fit and well up there. That picture was taken literally 3 weeks before I became bedridden and literally almost died. So looking at an outward appearance is not an indication of somebody's inward health. Whereas now I sit here, someone who is legit healthy from the inside out. And that's what I want to share with you tonight is, what does health actually look like? Because it can be really warped in society today, and it can be confusing as to know, well, what does healthy actually mean? So I'm going to clear that up for you tonight, and I'm going to share with you my top tips to health, and I'm going to share with you how the program works and all of that in between. So a little bit about Arbonne before we get started, just so you know who we are, what we stand for, what we're about. Arbonne is the #1 company in the world for healthy living inside and out. And we didn't just make up that term on our own, that's done through study. #1 for healthy living inside and out. We are certified Arbonne Clean. We ban over 2,000 toxic chemicals and things like preservatives and artificial this and artificial that from our products, so you're always getting clean. We are vegan, we are cruelty-free, we are non-GMO, we are gluten-free, and we're plant-powered. That's really all I needed to know when it came to this nutrition system. It is the best out there. It is the absolute best and the absolute cleanest that you're ever going to get. So just before we begin, I want to tell you a little bit of an overview of what the 30 Days to Healthy Living program is, and also what it isn't, because I just want to clear this up. This is not a rapid weight loss program. Yes, you will lose weight on this program, and I'll explain that to you in a second, but it's not about that. It's about actually rebalancing your body. It's not a deprivation-based liquid detox. It's not about just doing this surfacey detox. There's all these liquid detoxes out there, and believe me, I've done so many of them. There's a lot of them out there where they're just about getting rid of surface toxins. You come off it and you just go back to the way that you were. It is not one of those. It's about getting deeper down and actually resetting the body. It is a program that's going to reveal to you sabotaging foods, things that are hindering you, not helping you. It's something that's going to help you to remove toxins from your body at a deeper level. It is something that's going to increase the effectiveness of your elimination organs, which we'll talk about. It's going to reset your metabolism, reset your gut. It's going to help you with that inner health, healthy living from the inside out. So I just wanted to clear that up before we start. It is not a shake diet. It is not depriving yourself. This is actually a program to teach you how to live a healthy lifestyle. It's going to teach you how to get whole foods into your diet and be the healthiest, happiest version of you. So let's get into it. A couple of statistics that may surprise you, and a few of these surprised me. So #1 killer worldwide is heart disease. And in particular in Australia, it's the #1 killer of women. And I think that we might often think it would be cancer that's the #1 killer, but it's actually heart disease. And a lot of that is due to people being overweight. So 2 out of 3 Australians are overweight or obese. And childhood obesity is just skyrocketing. And that's a real reflection of how we are treating our bodies and the way that the modern day diet has been shaped. This is what these statistics are showing us. On average, we consume 1 to 1.5 kilograms of sugar a week. That is insane, especially since sugar has a similar effect on your brain as cocaine. That's crazy. And the other statistic I want to point out before we get going is that when it comes to your body's appearance, because yes, even though this is about healthy living, there will be people on the webinar tonight who are wanting to lose a bit of weight and are wanting to get into really good shape. And I would say I'm in the best shape of my life being on this program. And when it does come to your body's appearance, 10% comes from your genetics and all of that, 10% from exercise, and 80% from nutrition. It is the truest statement when they say abs are made in the kitchen, because that's what nutrition does for you. You cannot exercise your way out of a bad diet. And I think that that's something in Australia, at least, it's sort of in the culture, you know, eat a few Tim Tams and go, oh, I'll walk around the block a couple of extra times tomorrow, burn that off. But that's just the wrong mindset to go about it, because it's not about that. It's not about calories in and burning them off. It's about healthy living, and it's about functioning at your maximum capability as a human being. So some of the common health issues are caused by the modern day diet and what we are consuming. So 70% of the Western diet is made up of convenience foods. And when I say convenience foods, I don't just mean Macca's and HJ's and KFC. I mean even the salads that we grab on the go that might be doused in dressing that's full of preservatives. I mean muesli bars that we might be thinking are healthy that we're grabbing off the shelf that are full of corn syrup. These are convenience foods as well. And I mean, we live in a busy society. I'm busy, you're busy, we are on the go. And that is a large reason as to why this has started to happen with the modern day diet, because we are just grabbing foods conveniently. And as a result, we are yo-yo dieting, we don't detoxify, we have dysfunctional digestion. Women in particular, probably 80% of women that I speak to who are between the ages of 25 and 35 have some sort of digestive issues. And it is a reflection of this, us being overfed and undernourished as a society. So let's talk about toxins in the body, because this program is all about actually fully detoxifying you, not just surface toxins, but deep, deep down. So let's imagine your body like a bathtub for a moment. So say I'm a bathtub and you turn on the faucet. Let's say turning on the faucet is toxins and they're all coming in. So environmental toxins, stuff that you put on your skin, stuff that you eat, and that stuff piles up over time. If we do not release the plug, which is detoxifying, that bathtub is going to start to overflow. And as a result, this shows up and it manifests in the body in so many different ways, showing us that we are so full of toxins. And it's a very surprising statistic that the average person has over 200 synthetic chemicals in their bloodstream at any one given time. And babies are even being born with over 200 synthetic things in their bloodstream at birth. And that's just, it's crazy, but that's the world that we live in. That's what we're taking into our bodies. And if we're not releasing that, we're going to come up against some issues. So unplugging that drain happens through detoxification, and the ways that our body detoxifies is the lungs with our breath, gastrointestinal tract with our feces, liver with blood, and kidneys with urine, skin with sweat. And that is the only way that we can get rid of this stuff, and that's what this program is all about. So let's have a look at this before we dive into some of my top tips. And it is signs that may show you that you are in need of a deeper detox, deep down, to move stuff out. So some of these things on here, you might be surprised. Things like arthritis and muscle pain and joint pain can be a manifestation of toxic material being built up in the system. Poor sleep is a huge one. Anxiety is a huge one. Exhaustion, tiredness, weight gain, leaky gut, sinus problems. All of these are ways that it shows up in our body. And it's crazy. The first time I saw this slide, I looked at it and I thought, oh my God, 2 years ago when I was so sick, I had every single thing that you see before you there on the screen. Every single one of them was happening in my body. And that was a sign of that toxic buildup of the way I had been treating my body for so many years, thinking I was being healthy. So I would encourage you to have a look at the screen now, pick out a couple of things that maybe you're experiencing and just maybe jot them down. I would suggest if you don't have a notepad out right now, grab one out because you're going to be having a whole heap of info coming at you in just a second. So just jot down those things that maybe you're experiencing, and then as I address them as we go, you can just jot down some notes next to that. All right, I love this slide because it's so important, and it is why diets do not work. We all know that diets do not work. And I'm just going to pause for a second because people are messaging me telling me that they can't see me. So I'm just going to check on our live stream that we can actually see something. Interesting. Oh, well, I'm going to keep going and I'll just post up the recording if this does not work. So I'm just going to share again. Here we go. And on to there. Okay, so diets do not work. And the reason why diets do not work, calorie deprivation diets do not work, that is because of toxicity building up in the system. So we see the person on the left there, they've decided, okay, I want to go on a diet, I want to lose some weight, and all of those little dots in there is toxic matter building up in the system. They cut calories, yes, they lose a little bit of weight, but now look at the toxic density of that person in the middle. They've lost some weight, but now they've got all of these toxins just built up in their body. And as soon as that person eats a piece of cake or eats a piece of fried chicken, their body is going to go and grab onto all that fat and put it straight back on again. And the reason for that is that fat is actually a protection mechanism for the body, and it grabs the fat cell and it wraps it around the toxin to protect you from it. And that's why when we don't do that deeper cleansing of the body, we just go yo-yo, round and round and round. I don't know about you, but I always suffered with fluctuation. I would literally lose 3 kilos in a week, put 6 kilos back on the next week, and it was crazy, the yo-yo dieting, and terrible for the body. I have held a steady weight within 1 kilogram for over a year now, and that's proof of actually getting rid of all of that toxic matter, and your body can actually hold a stable weight, which is what we all want, isn't it? Totally. Okay, next slide. So 5 top tips to health we're going to be going through are up on the screen there. I'm not going to go through them now because let's just get straight into it. Number 1, most important thing that there is when it comes to healthy living is creating a healthy gut. You are going to hear this over and over and over again because the world's caught on that having a healthy gut is so important to your health. So your colon is either your river of life or your river of death. And I've been on either side of that spectrum. And believe me, when your gut is not functioning properly, nothing in your body wants to function properly. Some key things about the gut is that it's like your second brain. So many nerve pathways pass through there, and it has a massive effect on your hormone production and things like that. 85% of your immune system is created in your gut. That's insane. If your gut is not in a peak state, you're going to be getting sick all the time. Another thing that's created in the gut is serotonin and dopamine. A high percentage of it is created in your gut, and they're your hormones that make you feel good, make you feel happy. So there's that huge connection between gut health and mental health. When my gut was really suffering, my mental health was really suffering as well. So in your gut, you've got good bacteria and you've got bad bacteria. You have more bacteria in your gut than you have cells in your entire body. And we need to have a really good balance in our gut of that flora. You want to have more good bacteria in there than bad bacteria, because if the bad bacteria is overgrowing and overtaking, it affects all of these processes that the gut's doing, and that's where we start to show up with issues. And because of that, the Arbonne 30 Days to Healthy Living program is all about addressing that gut health, getting that environment of your gut maximized so that all of these other things can be working too. You'll be so surprised that when you get your gut into a good state, what you feel like, what other ailments in your body just start to disappear. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm going to share a few of the products as we go, just so I can address it as I do each step. So one of the products on our 30 Days to Healthy Living challenge, just grabbing one here, is our herbal detox tea. And this is so good for your gut health. It has six herbs in there that are specifically to help with that gut, to help with detoxifying all of that crap that gets built up in there. It actually acts like a brush to your liver to help brush all that stuff out and support the detoxification that your body's going to be doing. So you drink a cup of this at night time before you go to bed, and it's just going to help to soothe, but help with that process of moving everything through. And it tastes absolutely delicious as well. Another one of our products that is specifically for the gut health is our body cleanse. And this body cleanse, oh my gosh, it not only tastes amazing, it's a 7-day cleanse that you do amongst your 30 Days to Healthy Living program. You do it in week 3 of your program. And what it does is it comes through and it gently cleanses and it soothes the GI tract. And it just helps to remove those toxins that are in the GI tract to just get that environment peaking so that your gut is in such a good way. And while we do it on the program, you can also do this separate to the program, and just do a 7-day cleanse and just eat really clean while you're doing this for 7 days. And it's just such a great way to boost what's happening in the system. Okay, number 2 top tip is that we need to eat clean. Now, we hear this so much. You gotta eat clean, you gotta eat clean. I got told when I was doing bodybuilding to eat clean, and my program was full of whey protein shakes and crap. That's not eating clean. So sort of the lines are blurred as to what eating clean actually looks like. Well, eating clean means that you're including the things that are in the green box there. Organic food. Now let's touch on this for a second. Yes, I know organic food is expensive, but when you actually buy organic, you don't need as much because you're actually getting so many more nutrients from less food. But then something that you can write down now, if you've got a pad that you're taking notes on, write down clean 15 and dirty dozen, because you can Google that and that will show you if you can't afford to buy everything organic. The clean 15 is okay if you buy them just from your IGA or your Woolies, but the dirty dozen, you don't want to eat it unless it's organic, because they take in the most pesticides and herbicides, which add to what's all going on up in here. We also want to include foods that are non-GMO, alkalizing. I'm going to talk about this stuff a bit more as we go. Now, part of eating clean is what we actually eliminate. Now, the things that you see on the left-hand side of the screen are things that we eliminate in the 30 Days to Healthy Living Challenge. And don't get scared. People look at this and they go, oh my gosh, alcohol, coffee, gluten, dairy, how the heck am I going to do that? Believe me, it is so much easier than it seems, because you learn how to replace these things with healthy alternatives. And this is where the 30 Days to Healthy Living program is this lifestyle program. It's teaching you how to make these changes. But we're not saying to change that for the rest of your life. We encourage you to learn how to live without those things and then go on to an 80-20 plan where 20% of the time you're having your glass of wine and you're eating your chocolate and you're having your spag bowl with your family. But by actually eliminating these things for 30 days, it gives your body a break and a chance to actually balance your body back out, because these foods are acidic, allergenic, and addictive. And by cutting them out for 30 days, we can actually rebalance out that acidity, we can break those addictive habits, and we can also settle what's happening with inflammation due to the allergenic responses from these foods. So refined sugar, we all know about that one and that it's not good for us, and there's so many awesome alternatives. Coffee is extremely acidic, and I'm going to talk to you a bit more about acidity in a moment so that you can get a broader understanding of that. Alcohol as well. Oh, so sad, because I just love wine, but oh well. I can handle cutting back if it means that my health is going to be peaking more. Vegetable oil, oh my God, people don't even realize that vegetable oil is so terrible for you. And there's different forms of it that are in so much processed stuff. Stuff that you find in the health food aisle at Woolies will usually have this crap in it. Just because it's in the health food aisle doesn't mean it's healthy. Gluten and dairy, now these are the two big ones. So I'm going to actually hone in on these and give you a bit more information. So gluten. Gluten-free is sort of like, some people think, oh, it's just like a fad. Oh yes, I've got to eat gluten-free. It's not just a fad. And I mean, some people are fine with gluten. Some people can eat gluten, but at the end of the day, gluten is like glue. And gluten is not the same as what it was 50 years ago in bread. If I ate bread 50 years ago, I mean, I'm celiac. If I ate bread 50 years ago, I'd probably be fine. But it's not the same anymore, and our grains have been genetically modified. And gluten forms this gluey, tacky stuff, and that starts to build up in your intestine. And as a result, your body can't actually absorb through the villi as much nutrients as it wants to. So it starts to actually make pockets in your intestine so the nutrients can get through. And this is called leaky gut, because now the nutrients can get through, but so can toxic stuff as well that's passing through your body. And it ends up in your bloodstream, and it ends up showing up in all these different ways in your body. So while gluten, I'm not saying is terrible and everyone needs to cut it out forever, I am saying though that if you cut it out for 30 days, give your body a chance to clear all of that glue out. You're actually then going to be able to have a sandwich or some pizza every now and then, and your body's not gonna be suffering because it will be able to flush it out. So that's why we cut gluten out. We also cut out dairy because dairy is extremely acidic and it causes a lot of inflammation in the body. We're just not designed to drink cow's milk, unfortunately, because love cheese as much as the next person, but it's just not serving my body. It's hindering my body. So out it goes. But I am long-term dairy-free, but you might just cut it out for 30 days. And with dairy, this is the main thing I wanted to address, because some people will be like, well, where do I get my calcium from? My bones aren't going to be strong. That is an advertising gimmick from the milk companies. You can research that and look into it. That's just how they sell their milk. You can get so much calcium from plant-based things, more calcium than from milk. And then when you drink milk, it's so acidic that your body does these processes to try and neutralize what's happening. And one of those processes it can do is actually draw calcium out of the bones to neutralize the acidity of the milk. So you're not necessarily getting any more calcium into your body by drinking milk. And that's why we cut it out for those 30 days, especially if you're someone that suffers with acne, skin rashes, sinus problems. Huge link to milk. And what we have in our body is called lactase, which breaks down the lactose enzyme. And we are born with our lactase, and we run out at about age 18, 19, 20. So most of the adult population are lactose intolerant anyway. So you might find that as you're getting older, you're not dealing with dairy as well, and that's why. And that's why we cut it out during the program. Okay, so when it comes to eating clean, one of our amazing products that is in the 30 Days to Healthy Living Challenge is the protein shake mix. Now, don't be fooled. This isn't just a protein shake. This is why it's called protein shake mix, because yes, it's got all of your protein in there with full amino acid profile made from pea protein, which is the easiest protein to digest. It's so gentle on the stomach. But not just that, it is packed full of bioavailable vitamins, minerals, electrolytes. It has got so much goodness in there. It is all about getting nutrients in. This is protein consumption in its finest form. There's 20 grams of easy to digest protein in there. And don't be fooled, you don't actually need more protein than that. The average adult can only actually absorb up to about 25, 30 grams of protein at a time anyway. And your body does not store extra protein to use for later. If you overdo the protein, your body turns it into ammonia and toxins, and it's actually really bad for your liver and things like that. So that amount of protein is perfect for the body, and you have that twice a day. And it's just a great thing to add into your diet to just get that clean eating going. And oh my God, it tastes so good as well. All right, increase your nutritional intake. This is really important because we can eat clean. In the past, when I've eaten clean and it's been just so plain, like chicken, cucumber, capsicum, sweet potato, and you do that over and over and over again, that could be eating clean, but are you having a high nutritional intake? No. Are you getting a broad nutritional intake? No. And that is such an important thing when it comes to actually getting your body functioning properly, because we have every single mineral that's in the earth is in our bodies, and we actually require that to function. And so we need to get a broad range of stuff and have that nutrient intake really high so that we can actually function at our peak state as human beings. Now, that's why our protein shake mix has all of that added goodness in there, because that is adding to that nutritional intake. Now, in the 30 Days to Healthy Living program, it's not just about drinking your nutrient-dense smoothies, you also eat food as well. And we teach you how to fill your plate with nutrient-dense foods, how to cook traditional meals in a healthier way, how to replace things, how to get more stuff into your diet. And we want our plate to be looking like half of that plate to be those good organic where possible, awesome vegetables, with our good carbohydrates, which you get to learn what are those good options, and your healthy fats as well, because they're so important. Teaching you how to actually incorporate those healthy fats into your diet, because they are vital for brain function and weight loss and things like that. And something else that we do with our nutritional intake is our greens balance. Which I went to just grab it then, and it's not down there, it's in the kitchen because I opened it today because I needed it. So you can look at it on the screen. So our greens balance powder is another way that we just broaden the amount of nutrients that your body is taking in, because it is hard to cook with a huge range of vegetables. And this greens powder, even though it's called greens powder, it's got greens, it's got reds, it's got blues, it's got yellows, it's got omega-3s, it's got omega-6s, it's got so much stuff in there, a hugely broad range of nutrients, and it is concentrated. It is crushed up whole foods in a tub, and it's so versatile. You can have it with water. I can't do that because I can't do the greeny taste, but some people love it. You can mix it with a fizz stick. I have it in my smoothie. I just chuck everything into one big thing ready to go. And this is going to get that extra nutrient boost in. These are things that really start to brighten your skin and just give you the energy. So that's another vital part of the program. Number 4, for the optimal health, for your body to function properly, you need to balance your blood sugar and you need to balance your pH. And these are two things that we don't often consider when we're thinking about our health. Unless you're a diabetic and you're really aware of your blood sugar. As non-diabetics, we can just go through life and we don't even think about it, yet it is so vital to what our body's doing in the way that we're functioning. Because when your blood sugar peaks, things like cortisol peak, which then makes your body hold on to fat, which then makes your body peak in other things, and it sends your hormones crazy. So by balancing out your blood sugar, you're actually balancing out your hormones. And by balancing out your pH, so your body should be sitting at a neutral sort of pH, ideal 7.3 to 7.45. And when you can get your body into that state, a lot of diseases and cancers actually cannot grow and multiply in an alkaline environment, which is crazy. But most of us are actually living in an acidic state because of what we are putting into our bodies. Everything that you consume has a pH, and it's going to affect your body's pH. So if you imagine your body like a swimming pool, if the pH isn't right, you can't swim in it. If a pond's pH isn't right, the fish die. And that is the same as when it comes to your body. If your body's pH gets too acidic, you can actually, you die. But our bodies are smart, and they work hard to try and keep balancing this out. So every time you're eating acidic stuff, you're putting your body into overdrive to try and neutralize that out. So a bit of an example about where things sit on the pH scale. A can of Coke sits at 2.5. Battery acid is 0. So that's pretty close to battery acid there. That's why you can drop a tooth into Coke, come back a day later, and it's fully gone. Or you can clean your jewelry in Coke because it's so acidic that it literally eats stuff away. Drink a can of Coke, you need to drink 30 glasses of water to balance back out that pH. And that's scary, because you think about all of the stuff compiled over time, the state that our bodies must be in. And this is a state that we get into and we don't even realize that we're in it, and we forget what healthy actually feels like. It's crazy. Once you actually get to a place where your body is functioning properly, you're like, oh my God, is this what I'm supposed to feel like? It's insane. So the 30 Days to Healthy Living program is all about getting in those alkalizing foods. Every single one of our supplements is alkalizing. Every single thing that we suggest for you to eat on the program is stuff that's going to help alkalize your whole day so you can feel amazing. Okay, so our energy fizz. These babies are not just freaking awesome, but they are alkalizing. How amazing is that? So these are how you break up with your barista. These are how you can get off the Red Bulls and stop drinking iced coffee and stop needing a pick-me-up in the afternoon. These things are amazing. And if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I religiously drink 2 of these babies a day, because they've got your green tea extract in there, which gives you a really clean form of a little bit of caffeine for a bit of a boost, but then they're packed full of B vitamins, taurine, chromium, ginseng, guarana, all of this stuff straight from the plant-based. There's 12 calories in this, nothing. It balances your blood sugar. It's freaking tasty. It gives you mental endurance. It increases your cognition, your memory. They're literally powerhouse sticks, and they are part of our 30-day program because they keep you feeling really good, and they're giving you all of these extra things that your brain needs and that your body needs to just be kicking into gear, get your metabolism going. They are the bomb, and you get 2 boxes of these on the program, and so you can mix up flavors, or you can go for pomegranate because it's the best, and it's, I just love my pommies. You can get citrus if you want to as well. I love these things. Then you've got your fiber boost as well. So your fiber boost comes in a bag like this, and it is a scrubbing brush for your colon. So I'm going to get real with you for a second. Constipation is a chronic issue in today's society, specifically in women. If you are pooping once every second day, you are chronically constipated and you don't even know it. When I was at my most unwell, my average time would be every 6 to 8 days, I would go to the toilet the tiniest bit. And you can imagine what that was doing to me. I was poisoning myself from the inside out. They say that on average, some of us can hold between 5 and 10 kilos of sludge in our large intestine. That is insane. But that's where this stuff comes in. You add it to your shakes. It's not absorbed into the body. It actually goes through like a scrubbing brush and a sponge. So it's scrubbing the edges to get all that gluten off and all that crap that's built up on the walls of your intestine, but it will also soak into it toxins as well, and you poop it out the other end. And that's what we want to do in the program. We want you eliminating as much as possible, because believe me when I say you're going to feel like a new freaking person once you've got all that sludge out of your digestive system. It is just crazy, and that's why that is a vital part of the 30 Days to Healthy Living. So the fifth top tip I have for you when it comes to your health and being the happiest, healthiest version of yourself is exercise, mindfulness, and sleep. These are some things that are really important for us. We need to get our bodies moving. We need to be connecting in with ourselves and actually working through stuff that is sitting in on our souls, and we need to be getting good sleep as well. Now, I'm not going to fully go into this. This is something that if you are going to be, if you're one of my clients or if you're one of my friends, this is one of the things that I fully coach you through on the program. If you have another consultant, this is something that they're going to be working with you on as well. But like I said before, when it comes to like your physique, exercise isn't a huge portion of it. So if I have people on the program who are just really wanting to lose weight and they've been struggling, sometimes I don't even prescribe a whole heap of exercise, maybe just a walk here and there, because, you know, once your body's feeling good after this 30 days, you're going to have the energy to exercise. You're going to want to exercise. So here's a few before and afters of the program and what is actually possible with this thing. So on the left-hand side there, that is me, and that is only 14 days difference in those photos. And the first photo is already 10 days in, and I was about half the size from what I was on day one, when I felt so sick that I forgot. My brain just wasn't functioning. I just didn't even think to take a before photo. But you can see the change in the bloating. This lovely lady on the other side is one of my good friends, and you can see the difference in bloating in 24 days. And bloating isn't just about an outward appearance. Bloating causes chronic fatigue, it causes mental cloudiness, it causes anxiety, depression, it makes you feel like crap. So when you get rid of that bloating, it is just incredible what a happy person you turn into. So that's one of the real key things that all of my clients experience, is the decrease in bloating, and that's the effect of getting rid of all of that sludgy stuff that's creating the gas and the pain and all of that. We then have lots of different sorts of results that people have had on the program. So this man here, on this next one here, we see that his blood pressure went from 180 over 20 to 110 over 80. That is amazing, absolutely amazing. And that's where this program legit saves lives, legit. And my clients, I've had people experience things from balancing out blood sugar for diabetes, to blood pressure, to being able to sleep, to clearing up their skin, to helping with gut health issues, so many different things. A few more before and afters there for you. This one, I love this one because it just shows the effects that your gut health and the nutrients you're taking in has on your skin. So if you're someone who does suffer with adult acne, or even if you're a teenager and you're suffering with acne, this program really helps with your skin. And I mean, you can see my skin now, it's glowing. It's absolutely insane what this does for how your body starts to function. I mean, my hair has gotten so much thicker. These are my real nails, if you can see them there. They're freaking monstrous. But everything just grows and glows when you're actually filling yourself up with real nutrition, real nutrition. Now, I'm just going to put a little plug in here. There are a lot of programs out there that are available, and some of them are not real nutrition. Some of them are full of synthetic stuff, and yeah, you might lose weight, but you're going to go on that yo-yo thing that's happening because you're not actually working from the inside out. So how does the program work? I need a sip of water because I'm just talking so much. How does the program work? Well, the way I do it is 2 nutrient-packed smoothies a day. You've got your protein in there, you've got your greens, you've got your fiber, and you're replacing 2 of your meals. I like to replace breakfast and lunch with those nutrient-dense smoothies. One of the things my clients always say is, oh my gosh, these fill me up so much, and that's because there's so much goodness in there. So you have those 2 things. You have your tea, you have your fizz sticks to replace your coffees and things like that throughout the day. You have healthy snacks, things like nuts and berries and hummus and carrot sticks, and you get a snack list, don't worry, we'll teach you how to snack healthy on this program. Then you also will be having your clean meals as well, where you get all of your meal plans, so many different recipe ideas to make those meals that reflect that what that plate looked like, where you're actually getting lots of nutrients in. So yes, you're having your smoothies, but you're eating food as well throughout this 30 days. So let's talk about the price of this program. And I think this is actually one of my favorite things about the program, is how freaking affordable it is and how much money you actually save doing this program. Because for clients, as consultants, it works out even cheaper, but as clients, it is $10.92 a day for this program. So it's $315 for the pack, where you get absolutely everything that you need for your 30 days. And that $10.92 a day is your breakfast, it is your lunch, it is your coffees replaced, it is a 7-day body cleanse that you're going to be doing later down the track in the program. That's insane. If you're someone who buys lunch out, say you buy like, I don't know, a thing of sushi, it's going to cost you $10 just for your lunch. Not to mention then if you buy a coffee in the morning on the way to work, $4.50 there, you would on average spend maybe $20 a day just on that stuff. Then you've got to make your dinner and your snacks and all of that. This is healthy living done easy, but it's also healthy living done cheap. I do not know anywhere else that you can get food as nutrient dense and clean and as results driven as this, that kind of price. You just can't. It's amazing. So that is the price breakdown, and it is a one payment, the $315. You get your box delivered in 2 days, straight to your door. You get all of your meal plans and everything emailed to you, so you've got it there. But then you also get to be part of a private Facebook group, which is going to support you. It's going to have a coach on there that is going to be posting every day with recipes and health tips, and you're actually going to learn so much throughout those 30 days. And then if you're one of my clients or one of my team's clients, you get me as well as your coach. And if you're not one of my clients, then you're going to have your amazing consultant, whoever invited you to watch this tonight, they're going to take such good care of you. I check in with my clients right throughout and do goal setting and all of that sort of stuff, so that you're really supported through this and you know exactly what you need to do. So that is the price breakdown. And here's a little snapshot of what different things can cost and just how much cheaper doing this program actually is. I'm going to stop sharing my screen there and come back to me. Hello! So there you have it, everyone. That was a super duper rundown on what healthy living is, what it looks like, and how the Arbonne 30 Days to Healthy Living program can actually help you to either kickstart into that, maintain that, or if you just want to take yourself to the next level, this is the perfect thing for it. And I would never go a day without my smoothies, because they have changed my life. And you just, nothing feels as good as healthy. So thank you so much for joining me on this live stream tonight. I hope that you learned something. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, but definitely get in contact with the person who invited you to watch this live stream, or if you're watching the replay, and have a chat to them about it and see how maybe this can fit into your life. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining me, and I'm going to say bye-bye now. See ya.